What's up everyone, it's Bones here. In today's video, I'll be beginning a journey where I'll be covering the stuff that has been revealed recently before I take on the new set coming out in January. But before I begin, if you happen to enjoy content like this, clicking on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons would be greatly appreciated, as it goes a long way in supporting the channel and shows me that you like content like this. This video will be a long one, as I'm going to go through 6 combos, and the very first 3 will show basic functionalities of how the deck works, while the last 3 will deviate entirely in order to show some of the cool stuff that the deck can do, even if you don't necessarily want to play it. And I warn, it's gonna be pretty wild. I would also like to finish by saying that I won't be reading through the cards, as I'll be leaving that to my introduction video, but I will cover what they do as I use their effects. So in this first video here, we have a 2-card combo with the Reichart, along with the Primal Planet, which is the field spell counterpart of the other ones we've known to come and love in Tearlament and Kashtira, but this one will be either adding you a Manadome or a Visa Starfrost to hand. And I'm going to start this combo by activating the Primal Planet, and then we can use its effect to add ourselves a copy of Visa Starfrost, and then from here we can normal summon the Reichart, use its effect, which will get us an addition of the Manadome Meek, which is one of 2 level 2s that this deck got, and both have similar effects where if they're destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon another copy of itself, and then they have secondary effects. This one increases the level by 2, the other one raises synchro monsters by 500, I believe it is. So to continue this combo, we'll special summon the Manadome level 2, and then we'll use the Visas effect, popping it, in order to special summon the Visas, and then we can use the effect of the level 2 to bring out another copy of itself. And the cool thing here is that the field spell acts as an extender that can also chain block your level 2s, as each turn, if a face-up 2 NERs you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one of them and special summon it, which is pretty crazy because it doesn't indicate where, so if it gets destroyed and banished, then you would be able to use that effect as well. So we'll continue here with the special summon of the 2 Meeks, and then from here we can go into the Reichart with the Visas, and then we can use the Reichart, which will add us a copy of the Scareclaw field spell, and then we can use the Scareclaw field spell to add us a copy of Reichart, and then we can special summon the Reichart under the Reichart, and this will get us an add of Arrival, as now we'll go into Sprite Elf, and then we can use the Elf effect to bring us back one of the level 2s that we went into Sprite Elf with, as we now go into our Stardust Charge Warrior with the Reichart and the level 2 brought back via the Elf. Then we can get a draw 1 here, as we'll synchro away into a Crystal Wing with the Charge Warrior and the last remaining level 2, and then we're going to use the Arrival to bring back the Visa Starfrost, giving us a level 4 with a level 6 tuner, and that gives us a level 10 synchro as we go into Baron. So on to the second combo, and I'll be showcasing a similar hand, as I just want to condition you as to what the deck does, and we'll also be starting with the other level 2, which, much like the water one, can special summon itself from the hand if you happen to have a Visa Starfrost or a monster with 1500 attack, 2100 defense on your field, as well as having the effect to special summon another copy of itself if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, along with the secondary effect when it special summons the other copy of itself to boost synchro monsters you control by 500 during the battle phase this turn. I also want to showcase some of the cool things that you can do with Reichart and Reichart. To begin, I'll start by using the Scareclaw field spell, which will add us a copy of Visa Starfrost to our hand, much like the previous combo, and from here we can activate the Manadome field spell, which will then get us our Reichart, and now we can normal summon the Reichart, which will get us an addition of our Imagination, and this is basically like a Liquid Soldier or a Destiny draw that doesn't discard, but it just puts one back to the bottom of the deck, and we'll activate it now, as it also has a graveyard effect I would like to point out, that you can banish it in order to target a monster you control with 1500 attack, 2100 defense, and treat it as a tuner until the end of the turn. So we'll use the D-Draw effect, which will get us into a Visas and a Reichart. We can then special summon the Meek and use our Visas Starfrost, which will allow us to special summon the Starfrost and then use the field spell as Chainlink 2 and the Meek as Chainlink 1 in order to get us bodies on board. And from here, we're going to synchro away into our Charge Warrior, get us a draw 1 as we want to protect our plays here. And from here, we can go into our Crystal Wing. And I want to point out that you don't have to go into Crystal Wing here. There is a second line of play that you can take, but I'll point it out at the end of this combo. But from here, we're going to special summon the here as we still have Visas on board. Then we're going to go into our Lightheart with the Visas, add ourselves another copy of the Scareclaw field spell, and now we can special summon our Reichart with 3 defense position monsters on board, including itself, which will now get us a search for the Arrival, and we'll also get a draw off the Reichart, and it'll conveniently get us into the Reichart. So from here we'll go into the Sprite Elf, use the Sprite Elf to revive the here, and now we can use the hand effect of Reichart, which is the other thing I wanted to show, which will allow us to pop the here and special summon itself, giving us 2 extra bodies on board here, as we're going to get the here and the Reichart on board. And now we're going to synchro them away into Red Wyvern, then activate the Arrival, special summon back our Visas Starfrost, and this is what I wanted to point out. You'll see it on a future combo, but because we have a level 6 tuner and a level 6 monster we can use, there is an Ultimaya Zulkin route you can take if you synchro summon something like Omega instead of the Crystal Wing or even Dragite. From here, we'll synchro away into a 10 to give us our end board with the Baron, the Crystal Wing, both being protected by Sprite Elf, and if your opponent happens to have something with 3000 attack or higher, you have the Red Wyvern to pop that. Now, for this third combo here, I want to show the Reichart lines as I've started the last 2 combos via Reichart and normal summoning that. What I hope to show in the total of the first 3 combos is why you play both the Scareclaw and the Manadome stuff. So from here, we're going to begin by going into our main phase and normal summoning the Reichart. The Reichart will get us an addition of Arrival, and from here we can activate the Manadome field spell, which will allow us to add a copy of Visas Starfrost to hand. And from here, we can special summon the Fearless and then use our Visas Starfrost to pop the Hearless, special summon the Starfrost, and then get the Hearless effect coupled with the field spell that will get us 2 bodies on board. And now from here, we're going to synchro away into Charge Warrior as we've done previously. We're going to draw 1, and then we're going to go into our Crystal Wing. We'll use the Arrival, bringing back our Reichart, and now we can go into a Synchro 10 as we go into the Baron, use the Supe, which was drawn off the Charge Warrior, I believe, and from here we're going to special summon the Supe, go into another level 6 synchro as we go into the Red Wyvern, and it's because, quite frankly, there's not other great level 6 options that you can make with this, but I still do think that Red Wyvern is a solid option. It's one of the few, if only, level 6 generic synchros that gives you a free disruption. So now for these next few, these are going to vary really hard, and some of the stuff that you see here won't be on the final deck list, and it's because I wanted to branch out as far as I could with options that came to mind when making this video. So our hand is a lot like our previous one, and you'll notice they're all similar, minus a few cards, but it's because there's a lot of different stuff that you can do with this deck, as you'll see momentarily as we use the field spell to add the Visas Starfrost. We'll special summon the Hearless, use the Visas Starfrost, pop the Hearless, then get the field spell and the Hearless effects in order to get more bodies on board. And from here, we're going to Synchro 6 into our Charge Warrior, then get a draw. Then from here, we can go into our Omega instead of the Crystal Wing, and you'll see why momentarily as we're going to special summon the Supes, and then we can get a level 6 synchro as we go into our Red Wyvern. Important so that you don't go into a level 6 tuner here. That's a synchro because Visas is also a tuner. This will get us into our Ultimaya Zulkin, and from there we'll get our Crystal Wing like that. We also do get to keep Revival in hand for follow-up. Now, for the 5th combo, you can see that we're actually playing Shifter, and this one is closer to the build that I'm actually playing. To get this started, we'll let our opponent use the Shifter, and then from here we'll go on to use the Scareclaw field spell, get us a copy of Visa Starfrost. Then from here we can activate the Manadome field spell as we add the Riem Heart, and now we're going to normal summon the Riem Heart, which will get us an addition of Meek. And then from here, we can special summon the Meek, use our Visas in hand to pop the Meek, then we can use the field spell and the Meek effect, which will put more bodies back on board for us, as we now go into our Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, as we do increase the level of the first Meek by 2 with its effect to special summon itself. And we're going to go into the Scarlight, because this is more of a going second combo, as you'll see what I mean by that. We're going to special summon the Fearless, and then from here we're going to use the effect of the Obsession, which will pop the Hearless, get another copy. The Manadome field spell as Hearless can then use its effect and get another copy of itself. Now, from here we'll synchro away into Hot Red King Calamity, giving us 6,200 on board while going second. Just thought this was cute because versus decks like Heroes that have cards like a Hero Lives, where they pay half their life points, and then Hot Red King Calamity locking them out of any potential responsive effects before you attack. Just be enough damage output to cheese games in certain matchups. Now, I'd be lying if I said I didn't save the best for last, and I'd say that this one is insane, but if you want to play something like this, there's a lot of space to be committed, as you'll see momentarily. So to start here, we're going to activate the Scareclaw field spell, and much like our previous combos, we want to get our Visa Starfrost. From there, we can use the Manadome field spell, which will get us our Riem Heart. Now we can normal summon the Riem Heart, use its effect, will add us the Meek. Now we can special summon the Meek, use the Visa Starfrost in hand to pop the Meek and special summon itself, then get the Meek effect along with the field spell, which will get 2 more bodies on board. And from here, we're now going to special summon the Hearless, taking a different route from our previous combos, as we're now going to go into our Lightheart, get ourselves a copy of another Scareclaw field spell. Then from here, we're going to go into the Muddy Mud Dragon, and now we can use it and the Lightheart in order to fuse into Mirror Jade, and then we can use the 2 level 2s to go into Sprite's Brind, and this will send us our Nimble Angler, which will allow us to special summon 2 more Nimble monsters from our deck, as we're now going to go into Gigantic Sprite. Then we can use the Gigantic Sprite effect to bring us out the Swap Frog, use the Swap Frog effect, which will allow us to send another copy of Swap Frog. We'll then link away into our Sprite Elf, protecting our Mirror Jade now, use the Elf, which will bring back the Swap Frog, and now we can go into Toad with the 2 level 2s, give us an unlikely board of Sprite Elf, Mirror Jade, and Toad, along with follow-up that you get through Lightheart. So onto the deck profile. There's probably stuff that can be changed. I did go bigger on the synchro count because I am playing the Supe package. You'll notice the graveyard effects of the Obsession, the Imagining don't really come up too much, so it makes Shifter a pretty easy plug-and play. Also notice that with the Manadome field spell and the Scareclaw field spell, along with the copy of Terraforming and Set Rotation, have 8 ways to get into Visa Starfrost outside of drawing the 3 copies itself, which helps a ton for the deck's consistency, bringing it out. It also allows you to get the effects of your level 2s a lot easier as well. Onto the card by card, we have the 3 Visa Starfrost, the 3 Riem Heart, the 3 Reichart, the 1 Set Rotation, the 3 Meek, the 3 Hearless, the 3 Supe, 1 Supe Tuner, the Claw field spell, the 3 Manadome field spell, the 3 Obsession, the 1 Terraforming, the 2 Imagining, the 1 Arrival, the 3 Talents, the 3 Dimension Shifter, and the 1 Reinforcement of the Army to round out the main deck. To the extra deck, we have the 1 Ultimaya Zulkin, we have the Manadome Primeheart, which unfortunately isn't the greatest of extra deck monsters. It's basically just an OTK machine with a float effect, can get you into your Visa Starfrost or one of your monsters with 1500 attack, 2100 defense that is banished or in your graveyard. We have the Chengying and the Baron, along with the Dragite, the Crystal Wing, the Omega, the Scarlight, which can play for time but you don't need to. This can be a second Lightheart, another Synchro. Then the Charge Warrior, the Coral Dragon, and the Red Wyvern to round out the Synchros. Lightheart, the Sprite Elf, the Dark, and the Unicorn to round out the extra deck. Now onto the options. There is the access code and the Masquerena. As you saw, it's pretty easy to get bodies on board, and ending on Mask and Unicorn can be solid. It does give the deck removal. You also have to consider that you're using up resources without any potential return. And there's Vicious. I'll probably go over this more extensively in the introduction video. So until then, I'll hold off on talking about this one for now. Then we have Barkyon for the Supe package, but this shouldn't be here. Also got 2 new Manadome traps. I think if I were to play any, it would probably be the counter trap. Feels more like a brick than anything. And put Dark Hole as an option, especially for the side deck, because you can just summon out a level 2 Pop It Dark Hole along with your opponent's board, yourself another copy of the level 2 that you pop. Leave your opponent without a board. And there's a trio of Charmers here which I just want to talk about, as Fearless is Earth, Meek is Water, Reichart is Light, along with Visa Starfrost, so it depends on what you want to do. Reichart is Dark. Being able to special summon back this deals this format just felt stronger. Keep in mind that in the next video, it'll be a different format, so take what you see in the deck building here with a grain of salt. Options that could come up are the Kushtira stuff. It also has a field spell that adds Visa Starfrost. Also get to bring out a Reichart and Fenrir. And finally, only want to talk about this because the day ever comes where we have a format where it's all light monsters. This may finally have its day. As unlikely as that is, I just wanted to point it out. Anyways, that's all for today's video, and if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed and I thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. Bones, signing out.